Hey guys, Harrison Graham here from Chat Sports. I'm also the host of Chicago Bears Now here at Chat Sports. And coming up on today's show, I broke down 5 Bears draft targets that I believe Bears GM Ryan Poles is most likely to take with the number 9 pick in the NFL draft. And that's what we're doing here on our brand new NFL draft channel here at Chat Sports. We're plugging out NFL draft coverage every single day, draft news, rumors, mock drafts, team-related coverage. So if you love the NFL draft, look no further, subscribe today, and we'll see you on the next video. On today's show of Chicago Bears Now, I'm going to take a look at 5 players that I believe the Bears are most likely to select with the number 9 pick in the NFL draft. Now, this is not based on the Bears big board. I don't have access to that, but just what I think is most likely going to happen if the Bears don't trade down from number 9. So buckle up. We'll get to that in a second. I am Harrison Graham. Appreciate you guys watching. But we got a little subscriber battle going on with the 49ers report here at Chat Sports. And over the past week, it's been quite the race. They have gotten 782 new subscribers. We have gotten 677 new subscribers. So it's close. I want to beat them to 1,000 new subscribers, though. 49ers and Chase Sr. Let's make it happen. Hit that sub button. Can't be losing to the 49ers because, hey, even the Bears beat the Niners on the field last year. Suck it, Jimmy Garoppolo, even though it was Trey Lance. All right, we're off the rails. Let's get to some Bears draft targets at the number 9 pick. Paris Johnson Jr. first up here, the offensive tackle out of Ohio State. Have this little note from PFF as well. Rolly, you want to read that for me here, as my eyes are just terrible real quick. PFF got these numbers last year. Take it away, Rolly.
Yeah, so Paris Johnson Jr. in pass protection in his career at Ohio State had 925 pass block snaps, and he only allowed 1 quarterback hit.
Woo! Now, it's a weird stat because he gave up 2 sacks last year, so maybe that's outside of sacks. I'm not sure how that works. But the point is, he's a very good pass protector. He's got a lot of potential, and I think he fits the mold of what Ryan Poles likes in his offensive tackles. He's very athletic. He's got super long arms, 36 inches. He had a good combine, good pro day, looks the part. You got the Ohio State connection with Justin Fields. He's also played some guard in his college career, so he's got that versatility that you like. So, yeah, I like Paris Johnson quite a bit. I think he's got the highest upside of any tackle in this draft. Now, who's your dream target with the number 9 overall pick? Let us know down in the comment section below who your dream target is with the number 9 overall pick. If a name comes to mind, let us know who it is. Pin comment on today's show, dream target at number 9. Maybe it's Peter Skoronski, the Northwestern offensive lineman. I list him as OL because tackle, guard. We'll see what the Bears and NFL scouts kind of think about Skoronski, because obviously he does have those shorter arms. But you look at his Pro Football Focus grades from 2022 between Skoronski and Paris Johnson Jr. And Skoronski does have the edge. His overall grade, 89.5. Pass blocking, he was tremendous. Run blocking, he was excellent as well. Gave up just 1 sack to 2, although 2 still really good. Only 3 hurries allowed. 12 allowed over a season still isn't bad by any means for Paris Johnson, but Peter Skoronski, and I've said this multiple times on this show, and I'll continue to say it, he is the most technically sound offensive lineman in this draft, and it is not even close. And if he had even 34-inch arms, I think he'd be a pretty undisputed top 5 pick. He's very athletic. He's very technically sound. His play strength is there. But can he play tackle in the NFL? I think he can. There's just not a long list of history of 32.5-inch arm guys playing tackle at a high level in the NFL. There just isn't. Obviously, the Bears have a major need at offensive tackle. They don't have a major need at guard anymore. You've got Tevin Jenkins, Nate Davis, Cody Whitehair, and Lucas Patrick as 4 interior options for your 3 starters on the interior. Now, that doesn't mean if you draft Peter Skoronski, you can't play him at guard. You can move guys around. Maybe you put Jenkins back at right tackle. But, you're kind of facing that battle if you're Ryan Poles of, do you take the guy that has been steadier in college, which is Peter Skoronski, or do you take the guy in Paris Johnson Jr., who has also still been really good, but not quite as consistent, but his ceiling with his athleticism and his long arms at tackle is just simply higher. That's just simply how it goes. The traits are better for Paris Johnson. Skoronski's been a little bit more consistent. It's a tough question to answer. I'd be fascinated to see what Poles does. I think he would lean Paris Johnson right now, but I could be completely off base. It's going to be interesting come draft time. All right, before we get to our next draft target, let's bring back the FGB shirts and the FGB chants. FGB in the comments below. You can get an FGB t-shirt, F Green Bay, you know what it stands for, with our link below, chatsports.com/FGB. I'll be rocking this shirt from time to time. I rocked it during one of our at-home videos as of late. FGB's the motto. You guys know the drill. Chatsports.com/FGB. Join the movement. Let's make it happen here on Chicago Bears Now. Next up on our Bears draft targets video, Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter, to put this bluntly, has had one of the worst pre-draft periods that I have ever seen. I mean, this guy was legitimately in play for the Bears with the number 1 overall pick had they not traded down. I'd be shocked if he went top 5 at this point. Now, some of that is simply because a lot of quarterbacks are going to go early, but he just has not helped himself. We'll talk about why here in a second, but you look at his stats from last year. Yeah, he's not lighting up the stat sheet, but he's got major potential as an interior pass rusher. He can play, I think, both the 1 and the 3 tech. I would prefer him as a 3 tech because that's a higher leverage position. But this is a classic boom or bust guy, fair or not. I mean, listen, the day he's supposed to interview or have a press conference at the Combine, his 2 misdemeanor arrest charge comes out publicly. So that was a mess, being involved in that. Then you would think, okay, he'll shut it down, not do much of the Combine, get the legal status affairs in order, which he did to his credit. But then you would think, okay, pro day in a few weeks, he'll light it up for that. He puts on 9 pounds of weight, not good weight. He's 9 pounds overweight. Barely gets through the workouts, doesn't even get through them, actually, the ones he was doing, and he wasn't even doing all the drills anyway. I mean, he was huffing and puffing and cramping doing a couple of drills at his own pro day. I mean, it has been a disastrous couple of months for Jalen Carter. Now, when he's in shape and healthy, he is damn good. Is that a guy worth taking the risk on, though? I don't know. It's a tough spot to be if you're Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus. What do you guys think? Be real with me. Is Jalen Carter worth the risk? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. It's very possible he's there at number 9. You almost wonder / hope if it's better if he's just already gone, so you're not even tempted. Y for yes, in for no. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Jalen Carter is worth the risk for the Bears? Let's go to Tyree Wilson here, the edge out of Texas Tech. Also has some 3 tech versatility, in my opinion, at 270-plus pounds. I think he could slide in, play some 3 tech on some passing downs. Really productive couple of years for Texas Tech after transferring from Texas A&M. 14 sacks, 27.5 tackles for loss. That's more than 1 per game over the past 2 years in Lubbock. Had a forced fumble as well. Still pretty raw, and to be raw and have that production, I mean, the ceiling is massive for Wilson. And I look at this defensive line, and I feel like he's just a much better DeMarcus Walker, a guy that can play edge, can also kick inside, has the strength, has the agility. Now, he did have a procedure done recently on his foot, and he's not going to work out at his pro day, but coming up for Texas Tech, but he will do some private workouts for team in mid-April. His doctor apparently doesn't want him to sweat and infect the incision on the foot, so he's taking some time off from working out. But this guy has massive potential. He can play some 3 tech, like I said, and we know how important that is in Matt Eberflus's defense. So I still think he's worthwhile with the number 9 pick, depending on who's on the board. Will he fall there? I don't know. A couple of weeks ago, I would have said no chance, but now I do think it's possible, especially with this recent procedure. And then lastly, let's go to Christian Gonzalez, the Oregon cornerback. I could have put Devin Witherspoon here as well. I went with the better athlete in Gonzalez, who also has premium ball skills. I mean, he had 4 interceptions last year for Oregon, had 7 pass breakups as well. Just lit up the combine. His 10-yard scamper, whatever they call that drill, wasn't incredible. He was more middle of the pack there, but in these other drills, I mean, he was fantastic. Sub 4.40, that was 7th among corners. His vertical was tied for 2nd. Broad jump tied for 4th. Bench press, pretty good play strength, tied for 7th. He can press a little bit. He can cover in man. He can play in some zone. He's got traits and production. A lot of players coming into the draft have one or the other. He's got both. Is the hip fluidity good enough? I think that is probably one question mark for Christian Gonzalez, but I think he's got CB1 potential in the NFL. And if the trenches options aren't great at number 9, I think corner could make sense with Gonzalez and or Devin Witherspoon at number 9. Now, name a player you don't want with the number 9 pick. Maybe you don't want Christian Gonzalez. Maybe you don't want Tyree Wilson or Jalen Carter or someone like that. Let me know. Name a player you would like the Bears to avoid with the number 9 pick. Now, 4 other players I would mention that could be in play for the Bears at number 9. Jackson Smith-Njigba, again, I've mentioned it. I'll say it again. If you draft him, whether it's at 9 or a trade down or whatever, I do think that means you're trading Darnell Mooney or Chase Claypool, which is fine. Just be aware of that. Broderick Jones, I'm not as high on him. Not a ton of college experience. He's really athletic. The upside's there, but I'd rather go Johnson or Skoronski. Devin Witherspoon, I leaned Gonzalez due to the athletic traits. I know a lot of you guys are Witherspoon stands, and I am too, but with the local kid. But you could really go either way. I leaned Gonzalez, but I think Witherspoon could be in play. Lucas Van Ness, I would prefer him on a trade down to 13, 15, something like that. I don't think you have to force the issue there at number 9, but he could be in play there for the Bears as well. Hit that subscribe button. Our Bears coverage is only going to increase here on the channel when it comes to the NFL draft as we're, just over a month away. It's going to be here before we know it. So sub for Bears dubs, sub for draft coverage. Don't miss any of it here on the channel.